Top 50 relevant Taíno Jíbaro words from the Puerto Rican dialect and are generally accepted in modern-day Taíno Borikéj language. Puerto Ricans are told Taíno died off. However, recent genetic studies suggest otherwise. The first Spaniards in Borikéj solidified Taíno wives and concubines, resulting on the first mestiçage between the Spanish and the Taíno, and rather than the hypothesis of them dying out, it's estimated that every town of the 78 Puerto Rican municipalities harbored many groups and families, even reaching the hundreds in much cases, and in the majority of times, these same people who were later called the Jíbaro, which many from 1510 to the early 1900s were circumstantially mountain-based. And this is the reason why the Puerto Rican modern lexicon contains a great deal of words that used to be a part of the Taíno language as of 2022, more than 520 years ago. When I was born, exactly 500 years from the conquest has passed. In this video, we will see a list of 50 of the most relevant Jíbaro words used in the Boricua dialect. Briefly define the word and just a comment if needed. Top 50 relevant Taíno Jíbaro words from the Puerto Rican dialect. Number 1. Boquete means hole, and it also means river mouth. Puerto Ricans call potholes boquetes, for example. Number 2. JOYANCA, precipice or rather ravine, but it may also refer to holes. Although JOYANCA might have Spanish influence, an ancient Jíbaro word like JOYANCA is generally accepted in the Taíno Borikéj general vocabulary. National words such as these enrich Taíno Borikéj development and fomentation. Number 3. JULEPE, to play, example, julepear, julepeando. Number 4. GUATAPANASO, meaning getting smacked or hit. Spanish, cantazo. A variant will be cocotazo from number 5. COCOTE or COCOROTE. That is highly likely to be a variant of Taíno word for head or the part of the head where the hair swirls. You may argue word chipote was Jíbarized by Boricuas, meaning the back of the head. A word will add but not counted as a word from this list, but it's logical to include all three. Number 6. Ají. It's a Boricua small chile. It can mean hot, as seen in Taíno Borikéj. Number 7. Mamey. If utilized in the form of Mameyaso, means a smack or a bruising prone to the head, most of the times punch. Mamey alone means easy, like que mamey, or in Taíno Borikéj, mamey sibue, meaning that's easy. And some Boricuas use meya, example, no me hace meya, it didn't affect me, but that one may be subject to change. Number 8. Puchungo. It's a remark of affection to anybody, whether pet or significant other or close relative or friend. For instance, mi puchungo or mi puchunguito. It may mean something along the lines of cutie. Number 9. CUCO. It's a folkloric creature used to scare Puerto Rican kids to sleep. In Puerto Rican dialect, te coge or te come el cuco. Number 10. CUCUBANO. A Puerto Rican beetle with green bioluminescence and apparently extremely sacred for the Taíno and beloved by modern-day Puerto Rican. The correct word for one is cucuba, being CUCUBANO the plural word for cucuba. Number 11. BEJUCO. It's the climber plant. Number 12. SEBORUCO. I've seen SEBORUCO being called a stir or disorder like Spanish revolú used by Boricuas, and cave like Kasabe, another word for cave amongst other words. Number 13. YEYESA, meaning door. Number 14. SOBERAO, meaning floor or the ground. Number 15. CHIVA, the chin. Number 16. Chin chin, a little. Number 17. BIBERÓN, baby's bottle, as stated to be of Taíno origin. Number 18. Bulla. In our Puerto Rican culture, the speaker asks the crowd for a bulla, which means a wild shout, more like in unison. In Taíno Borikéj, buya may refer to the same thing, but it also means dark spawns and bad spirits primarily. Number 19. Savannah or Sabana is a flat grassland, ancient Taíno extracted word. Number 20. Serra, a deal, an exchange, or splitting a monetary cost between two, a group, or between a party. ¿Qué clase de peste a cicote? Number 21. Cicote, a stink or stinky body odor, especially in the armpits region. So it's que peste a cicote and que peste a chicote. I've heard both. Cicote, chicote. Anda pa'l sirete. Number 22. Sirete, an imaginary world used in figure of speech and in disbelief. Number 23. Sanaco means stupid or idiot, and bears resemblance to other Taíno slur words and other words of bad origin that may still exist in the Puerto Rican dialect. Number 24. Chavar, word definition only used in Puerto Rico. Chavar, to bother. Chavo, money. Number 25. Sahori, a hyper person or to be hyper, like Taíno word naniki, to be active. Number 26. Hamaca, a hammock. I've also heard hamaca and just maca. Number 27. Guagua, a car or SUV or small SUV and truck of all sorts sometimes, mostly a pickup truck. It's Taíno word for something useless, as Boricuas say, porquería. Number 28. Coa, a stick used for agriculture. It may also refer to a hole in the ground. Number 29. Cabuya, a fishing line. Number 30. Sobaco, the armpit, in contrast to word sobaoco, the lungs region. Number 31. Guayar, guayo, to scrape, and the guiros scrape object. We also have maraca. Number 32. Huepa, a Boricua greeting with excitement. But if you find out some bochinche you weren't supposed to know, then you may also say huepa. Number 33. Tabonuco, it's a scent wood. 34. Cachete, the cheek. Number 35. Macana or macana, for instance, the stick weapon police used to smack people around. Number 36. Colibri, the hummingbird. Other words are guani, guaycariga, which is one of my favorites, and onomatopoeic sum sum. Number 37. Bema, to fly or pigeon. Number 38. Terreina, assumed to be used by our great-grandparents Jíbaro, like YEYESA and SOBERAO, etc., meaning arm or some sort of bird wing. Number 39. Nianti, a Taíno Puerto Rican female name, ironically meaning ugly. Number 40. Bate, a Puerto Rican understands bate as a game similar to football, aka soccer. Number 41. Boricua, a person from the island of Borikéj, which is another name for Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans. Number 42. Jíbaro. Jiba means monte, and ro derives from the word iro, meaning man, mountain man. And some translation extract ro from word roura, meaning love, mountain love, or love of the mountains. However, it's definitely mountain man. Other word for campo and monte is maina. Number 43. Jaibería, a crafty person. Number 44. Guaquete, a party or gathering. Number 45. Guata, a lie, which is mentira. Guateque, and guasa, deceitful talk or deceitfulness. Number 46. Boniata, sweet yuca preparation in plátano guineito leaf. View Kasabe also. Number 47. Piragua, it's a type of Taíno boat, but it was also called a Puerto Rican cold flavored treat, piragua. Number 48. Machiche, it's to carelessly include cheating in a previously rules stated game. Number 49. Guacara, a remark to something that it is old, or from the past, or the distant past. Example, de los años de la guacara. I've actually heard people from my generation all the way to the oldest. using this word, la guácara. And last but not least, number 50, macacoa. Translates to the great hole, and it indicates a sort of bad luck used by Puerto Ricans. Nos cayó la macacoa. Me cayó la macacoa or nos cayó la macacoa. In contrast to Taíno only, macacona or caconama. Much great blessing. Another translation is greatly buried, referring to whichever subject. Super special mentions, top 2, that are also Jíbaro Taíno Borikéj words are number 2, bayoya, joking around vulgarly or not being serious. And number 1, the winner of this entire video, perhaps, is choreto, due to the reason that I have met Puerto Ricans my same generation employing this Taíno Jíbaro based word meaning abundance or greatness, such as techeta, ma, and ba. An example would be el sitio estaba choreto, which is somewhat the exact same way my Caucasian friend in appearance used this word. Of course, he's Puerto Rican, himself remarking that he must have Taíno heritage, a notion that I nodded yes in acceptance and agreement to his claim. Examples like this are a perfect lifetime accounts that cements Puerto Rican Boricua dialect to be a type of Spanish dialect influenced by alive Taínos who were there all the way, and live amongst the mixture of the 3 races that compose modern-day Puerto Rican, Europeans, Sub-Saharan Africans, and the Native Americans of the island of Puerto Rico, the Taínos. I really wanted to provide not just an academic point of view, more so from somebody who has lived and experienced all aspects about Puerto Rican culture. Some of these words are only used up until the time of our great-grandparents. The rest are used in the Spanish dialect of Puerto Rico. Subscribe, like, and share this video, and I'll see you on the next video.